Yep.
That's come on, D.
Yep.
You know, and the game is changing. We see it unfolding. You know, we got 7-footers, you know, shooting threes, bringing the ball up the court. You know, Kevin Durant. You know, we're blaming on Dirk. You know, he changed the game. Him and Kevin Garnett.
Right.
You know, but you know, you still need a center. You still some
need
parts
a
of
center.
me wants to still say we got to play inside out.
You have to.
You know, but Golden State has proven that we don't need to play inside out. You know, we're just going to outscore you. We're going to bomb threes. You know, it doesn't matter if we're down 20. We still have this firepower from the three-point line, you know, to get us back in the game. You know, so I see what teams are trying to do. But, you know, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
If you're not honing your craft,
that's right.
Every day, every year, you got to get better at something. So if you're a big man, you got to hit that 15, the 19, you know, if you get extended out to 22, then you're golden. You're gonna sign big contracts. Big contracts, and then big contracts are gonna be here. They're here for you to sign. So
they are.
If you're not a pick and pop big man, you can also go down low, face up, put your back to the basket. You know, if you're just one dimensional, you're not gonna make the money. You're not gonna do anything on it.
No, you know, that's one of the things that I've always liked about MJ and Kobe, who are both retired now. As they progressed in their careers, they came back with something new every year.
Yeah.
Every year it was something. And I mean, the true fan that I am, and I tell people this all the time, I said, how true a fan are you? If you remember, when MJ came into the league, he was the slasher, the flyer. You know, he didn't really have that jump shot where you could say, well, leave him alone 5 times and just let him knock them down. You know, he would use his skill, athleticism, to force you, to bait you into coming out, closing out, and then he's going by you, getting a layup or a mid-range or whatever. But later on in his career, he started to develop a more consistent, a more threatening mid-range game.
Yeah.
And then that 3 came in. So now it's like, pick your poison. And the Mamba was the same way. And Kobe was the student of the game, because in games, I remember, and you can Google it, folks, if you want, and check it out, make sure I'm telling the truth or not. It just shows, again, how much of a fan I am. There are several times on court, all-star games, regular games, where they caught Kobe talking to MJ, talking to different players, and it's like, yo, listen, how did you do that move? How did you do this? You know, learning, wanting to get better. And that's like what you just mentioned, Jay. You got to hone your craft if you want to make some money, because like you said, the money is there. It's there.
A new game. It's a new game. It's gotten a lot younger. If you looked at the draft, you know, we're talking on the draft. First round,
13 freshmen.
13 freshmen. They only had 2 seniors go. Shout out to Josh Hart. Congratulations, homeboy.
Yes, indeed.
LA Lakers could be your new 2 guard next year.
And I mentioned that before you came in. I mentioned Josh Hart. I said kudos to him because it seems like that's like a perfect situation for him.
Right.
And he has the work ethic. He has the ticker. So no questions about him, man. He's going to make it.
But you know, the point I'm trying to make is we're going younger. So that means player development for each team has gotten more important. You know, if you want to follow the San Antonio model, they take pride in their player development staff and what they do with these guys. Whether these guys spend 20 games down in the D League, now the G League, and come up and thrust in the game situations, and they don't miss a beat. You know, their farm system team, their D League team, pretty much is the same makeup as what they're getting with the Spurs. Same plays. There's nothing that changes, and a lot of teams are going to start modeling their development team after that. And again, I'm kind of mad they took away the word development and make it the G League. You know, I know they got the sponsor from Gatorade, but again, that whole, you know, I had an interview with the Atlanta Hawks, and unfortunately I didn't get the position, but you know, the one question was asked is, what do you think of the development league? What do you think it stands for? And I said the key thing is developing. I I said some of those first round guys that we saw aren't going to be playing right off the bat. Maybe the top 10 or 6 will be playing. You know, the Folks, the Balls, the Tatums, which that was a mind-boggling. You know, Josh, De'Aaron Fox. So those guys are going to be playing, but the rest of those guys might not be. They might have to spend a stint in the league to develop. So, I mean, that's what our league is now coming to. You know, we're getting these younger guys who are not going to college very long, and they don't know the game. You know, we don't see too many freak guys like LeBron who comes in right away and knows basketball, knows game. He knew the game right off the bat.
Yes.
And we don't see that nowadays. You know, these guys got to learn the game still. You know, prime example. You know, I love my dude to death, Kyrie Irving. You know, got in the game, he got in the league, but he didn't know the game. He only played 8 games at Duke.
Right.
So those first 2 years
was tough.
It was tough because he had to learn how to play NBA game.
Right.
Space, speed, get adjusted to a 24-second clock. You know, that's way different than 30 seconds. You know, that 6 seconds is a big difference. You know, you got an ISO ball. You got to be able to score with like 4 to 5 seconds left on the shot clock into an ISO situation. Right. And I know I might be throwing a lot of terminology at some of the fans listening, but hopefully you guys all know what I'm talking about and can understand when we're talking about ISOs and pick and rolls. Right. I mean, those are similar things those are what you're gonna watch. You know, pin downs. You know, these guys gotta know how to come off, how to create space from your player, and that's part of being developed. Yep. So I mean, that's why guys, you know, hire me. You never know. So
full court solution is great.
So you know, I mean, or guys that are out there, the Drew Hamlins, you know, the Taylor Elfs, you know, my guys, Jamal Robinson, Drew Dunlap, you know, Tryson down there at the CP3. You know, we out there, we working, man. That's what we do in the off season. We getting these guys better, so when they get to their teams, they come in with a better knowledge, better IQ of how to get their shot off in the game.
Right. You know, those are the things that I think a lot of people, I'm going to say, for lack of a better phrase, I'm going to say overlook. And like we said, we know the way the league is changing, but even with the league changing, it's starting to decrease the need for the one-trick pony. As you mentioned earlier, like you kind of need to be able to do more than one thing to have some longevity in the league, and now currently to eventually make some money in the league, because you see the one-trick ponies are being traded. Like for perfect example, we just mentioned KJ McDaniels. Okay, the Nets are not picking up his option for next season. And one of the things you mentioned, Jay, was he's a freakish athlete, but he doesn't have this, he doesn't have that. And that's what we mean when we're talking about the one-trick ponies or honing your craft. Like, you kind of have to get better. And me as a player and former coach, and you also, Jay, as a former player and trainer now, you kind of know what you need to work on. You should be able to, within yourself, kind of get a read on what you need to work on to better your game, to enhance your game. And if you can't do that within yourself, you might want to try a different career.
You know, they got exit interviews. Exit interviews, the coaching staff will tell you what they do, what you need to work on.
Yes,
and
indeed.
again, most NBA teams will send their coaches out and work their guys out throughout the summer. Okay. You know, that's part of your job responsibility. Again, you know, I'm going to go to my guy, my ace, my brother Phil Handy. You know, when Phil got hired by Cleveland, Mike Brown